Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another Extravagant Few Minutes live here on the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, on our Facebook page, which is the Captain Lou Extravaganza. And we're on X, as always, at Real Captain Lou. We invite you again to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the Captain Lou Sports Network. You get all of our great programming, live and archived, all of our Extravagant Few Minutes episodes. The Extravaganza with yours truly and my tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein. Last night's show was a pretty good one, one of our better ones. We had the play-by-play voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Tim Neverett, on there. You can see that interview in its entirety on the Extravaganza on the Captain Lou Sports Network. And the ACHA Power Play Season 10 underway. The marathon portion of our schedule is over now. After the holidays, the sprint as the Road to St. Louis 2026 really kicks into gear with only a couple of months left of playing time before that national tournament starting on March the 12th. All of that and more on the Captain Lou Sports Network. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and you'll get all of that. Hey, don't forget that this and every show on the network is brought to you by the official secondary market of the Captain Lou Sports Network, and that is SeatGeek. Use the promo code Captain Lou and you get $20 off of your purchase. It is that simple. And if there's a game you want to go to, some of the college football playoff games this weekend, if you're in Detroit this weekend with the Lions and the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know there's some seats available as well. Go to SeatGeek, use the promo code Captain Lou, and you get $20 off of your purchase. All right. Still, the coaching search, the head coaching search goes on for the Michigan Wolverines, as they have yet to replace disgraced head coach Sharon Moore, who was fired last week. You hear Coach Dillingham from Arizona State, Jed Fish maybe from Washington. I don't know if that's wishful thinking. All I know is it's getting to be crunch time. I don't know if they're going to wait until after the Citrus Bowl coming up on the 31st, where Michigan's going to take on Texas down in Orlando. Wait to be seen on that. But again, it's getting to be crunch time pretty soon because you've got the transfer portal coming in January, the first part of January. And then when the coach is announced, the existing players get 15 days to decide whether they want to opt out or maybe transfer. So a lot at stake. Michigan's got to get that coach name pretty soon, hopefully sooner rather than later if you're a Michigan fan. And again, I ask, please do not name Biff Poggi as the permanent head coach for the Michigan Wolverines. They do that. Like I said, I'm going to swim the river and become definitely a Spartan football fan from here on out. All right, a big game tonight in the NFL, as it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks for first place in the NFC North, or the NFC West rather, and also, more importantly, the number one overall seed in the NFL, or in the NFC rather. Who on your bingo card had Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks with the potential to have the opening round bye in the NFL playoffs out of the NFC? I know I didn't, but it's very well possible as for that opportunity to have that number one seed. The Rams coming off a big win over the Detroit Lions at home this past Sunday, 41-34. It's going to be an interesting game. The over-under on this one tonight is 43. The weather's a little dicey in Seattle, but just when you think the weather might be playing a factor, they're going to put some points on the board. The Rams are a 1-point favorite in this one, so basically it's a toss-up. Going to be a fun game to watch tonight for those of you that can stay up to watch it. I'm going to take the over. Just for some reason, I think they're going to score over 43 points. I think this is going to be like a 24-21 game or something like that. It's going to be close. I don't know who's going to win. My head says probably the Rams, only because I just don't trust Sam Darnold in a big game situation. So give me the Rams and give me the over on this one. College football playoffs. They start tomorrow night on Friday. Oklahoma against Alabama, a rematch earlier this year. Right now, Oklahoma is a 1.5-point favorite in this one. 40.5 is the over-under. Definitely going under on this one. And again, this is another toss-up game. It's tough for a team to beat the same team two times in the same season. Alabama found that in the championship game against Georgia, in the SEC championship game, that is. Oklahoma, I thought, won that one, but I wasn't really overly impressed. I'm not overly impressed with either offense in this setup. That's why I'm going to take the under on this one. I'm not going to bet who's going to win this one. I tend to think Alabama's going to win, but I think whoever wins this game, this is going to be it for them in the college football playoff, because I just don't think they have what's going to take to beat Indiana. So give me I'm going to go with Bama, just maybe a coin flip on this one, but the safest bet for me is to take the under on this one, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow night, under 40.5 total points. And then, of course, the 3 games on Saturday, Texas A&M hosting Miami. Then you've got Ole Miss hosting Tulane second. And then the nightcap, it's going to be Oregon hosting James Madison. I, for some reason, like Miami in that one against Texas A&M. We'll talk more about that Saturday morning when we do our Extravagant Few Minutes episode then, as we'll give you our final predictions on that, on those 3 games. I'm leaning towards the over on the James Madison game is maybe my pick of choice in that one. The Tulane Ole Miss game, I don't know. Point spread, I'm going to tend to go leaning with Ole Miss, but we'll give our final picks on that coming up on Saturday morning. Getting back to the pro game, how about Detroit? A must-win game for the Lions this coming Sunday afternoon at 4:25 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We all know the playoff scenario for the Lions. They've got to win out, and then they're going to need some help. They're going to need the Bears to lose one either Saturday night against the Packers at Soldier Field or in San Francisco the following week against the 49ers. But before that, the Lions, like we said, they've got to win out, starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. The Lions are a 7-point favorite in this one at home. The over-under on it is 51.5. That one's kind of dicey. I know the Lions can put some points on the board, but more interesting enough, will this be the last time we see Aaron Rodgers at Ford Field? Old man time, is he catching up with Aaron Rodgers? We've been tormented as Lion fans by Aaron Rodgers over the years. Lately, the Lions have had the upper hand. Of course, the last game that Aaron Rodgers played against the Lions, or the last game he played in Green Bay, that Kirby Joseph interception to seal the deal to knock the Packers out of the playoffs. I know this probably is going to be the last game for Aaron Rodgers at Ford Field, so it should be an interesting one. I see the Lions winning this one. I just think they got too much firepower, but we'll wait and see. And again, the line on this one, the Lions are a 7-point favorite. The over-under 51.5. We'll keep an eye on that one. I think the Lions will rebound after that tough loss against the Rams out in Los Angeles. And this, again, is the regular season finale at home for the Lions. They've got to win out. There's no other way to look at it. They don't win, they're out. They're going to be 8-7, and I just don't see it happening, especially if the Bears beat the Packers Saturday night. As we take a quick look at what's going on in the NFL in Week 16, there's the bigger games obviously are early on Saturday. The big one Saturday night, that's going to be a fun game to keep an eye on, and that's going to be Green Bay and Chicago. It's going to be at Lambeau. It's going to be a Saturday night game. At Soldier Field, Saturday night game, 8 o'clock. The Bears 10-4, the Packers 9-4-1. The Packers, we know they've had Chicago's number, it seems like forever, kind of like what they did against the Lions for all those years going to Lambeau and whatnot. But the Bears, we talked about it earlier in the week. I think the Bears are legit, but this would go a long way to cement that. This is a big game for them. They win this, they're going to be 11-4. They'll be in the playoffs more than likely with that division, but who knows? This is a big win. And if they lose this one, it sets up pretty good for the Lions in Week 18 should the Lions win out their final 2 games. They still have to go to Minnesota, by the way, on Christmas, and that's no layup. That's no gimme, especially McCarthy with that win for the Vikings against Dallas last week. Other games this weekend in the NFL, the other Saturday night game, really who cares? The Eagles are going to be at the Commanders. The Eagles pretty much have that division locked up. They're going to have a playoff spot locked up. An intriguing game on Sunday, could be a playoff preview. Who knows? Division leaders, Jaguars and Broncos. Broncos are on a heater right now. They're 12-2, 7-0 at home. The Jags all of a sudden are 10-4, 2-2, or 4-2 away. Denver a 3-point favorite in that one. That's going to be the highlight game along with the Lions and the Steelers here locally. And also a big game on Sunday night, the Patriots and the Ravens. Should the Lions beat the Steelers, all of a sudden the stakes get higher for the Ravens, who are at 7-7, still holding on to a potential playoff hope. So there you go. All right. And finally, we were thinking about this, talked about it a little bit earlier, just kind of wanted to end. Let me ask you a question. How many bowl games are you going to watch this year in college football besides the college football playoff? Are you going to watch any of the games on New Year's Eve? How many of you are going to watch tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock the Myrtle Beach Bowl with Western Michigan and Kennesaw State? I know there's a game on tonight too. I think it's the Xbox Bowl is what it's called. Missouri State and Arkansas State. Arkansas State's a 1.5 point favorite. How about that? That's going to be at Frisco, Texas. There's 3 games tomorrow, 2 besides the college football playoff game. How many of you are going to watch any of those minor bowl games? Is it a thing of the past? I think the bowl season is a dying breed right now. I think with the expansion of the playoffs going to 16, more than likely next year, if not definitely the year after that, and who knows how much higher after that, I think you're going to see just so much less emphasis on it. There already is right now. So many teams opting out, players opting out. It's unfortunate, but again, it just raises the question. How many of you are really going to watch any of the minor bowl games? I know I'm not going to watch a whole lot. I'll watch Michigan and Texas on New Year's Eve if I get out of work in time. Some of the other games maybe of local interest, my Chippewas the day after Christmas, who knows? So, all right, that's going to do it for another extravagant few minutes. I want to thank everybody for welcoming us into your homes, on your computers, your laptops, your iPhones, however you watched us around the world right here on the Captain Lou Sports Network. Until next time, Captain Lou saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open.